Hey friends, Mindy here. I have a little flip through that I'm going to do for you of Note to Self from Bythewell4God. This is the journal that I created using the Build a Book kit that they had for last month. And so I have my little tassel bob here on the side. I have the kit flare button. I have some little paper beads and stuff and just little different charms here just kind of hanging off the side. And I'm just going to do a super quick flip through because I've already done process videos for almost every day of this journal. So if you want to see more of that, you can check those out. I'll put the playlist down below. I will also put my Instagram. I'm Minder78 over there. I'll put my Instagram handle too if you just want to see more like close-up photos of each day. Those are all on my Instagram channel. So this is the intro page. I just wanted to save this paper that had all of our handwriting on it. And so I put that here with a little typewriter, and this is the kit sticker. And then I just put August 2022. And then this is day 1. This one was written by Tom. And this is the only day that I do not have a process video for. I was in the middle of video taping the second day 2 process, and I realized, oh, it would be really fun to do one for every single day, but I had already done this page. So I'm sorry, Tom, there's not a process video for this one. So I'll just run through what I did here. I used some Posca paint pens to kind of draw this little manuscript line here. And then I used the alpha stickers. I have some stamping in the background. I created a little envelope to hold some of the flashcards. And of course have Tom's picture. This is some of the pattern paper. I have those scriptures written out here on this tag. And then his main verse, marked 12:28 through 34, I actually wrote out through 31 on this little index card, or this was the mini file folder. It's the one that has like the manuscript lines on it. So I just wrote out that entire thing here and clipped the flashcard to it, and then I glued that down as a pocket so that I could put here where I have another verse as well. And that pretty much wraps up everything for day 1. You'll see throughout I have pretty much a file folder or an envelope or sometimes both with all of the notes from each person's day. So moving on, this is day 2. This one was written by Anne Marie. And in some of my later videos when I was going through this process, I kind of went through the some of the decision making, my thoughts behind why I used certain elements and whatever, but for these first few I didn't. So I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. So this is Anne Marie's day, and she had a lot of scripture references on her day. And so but Anne Marie takes a lot of notes. She does beautiful note taking. She has beautiful handwriting, and she is a note taker, which I love. I'm a note taker, so that just speaks to me. So I wanted to kind of recognize that about her style. And so I have the stencil in the background that I just did with some texture paste. I can't remember, I think it's Momentary Affliction is the name of the stencil. And then I used a punch to make these look like they were torn out of a notebook, and I have all of the flashcards kind of tucked behind this, and you can see I have the scriptures all written out on those. I have those kind of tucked behind this book. I made a book out of the little file folder here, and I just have it closed with a paper clip from, this is Felicity Jane. I'm just gonna, so this opens up, and I have the rest of her scriptures and some notes here that I have from her day. And I just have this in a little mini book kind of within her, for her day, so I could get all of the scriptures and some personal reflection on there as well. Day 3, this is for Jessa. This was her day, and one of the things that I did on her day was I used that same pattern paper that looks like a manuscript. I don't know if you can kind of see, and in the background I wrote with a Versamark pen, which is like a watermark, and I just wrote over and over again, I will choose Jesus, I will choose Jesus, and I did that over both pages. I know that Jessa does some Bible teaching and stuff, and so I just thought this would kind of be a little nod to that. And then I have the flashcards that go with this day and some more scripture back here, and then I just included one of those little speech bubbles for her day. Day 4 is Stephanie, and I have another 5 of the mini file folders here that I just kind of created another pocket with. So I have a journaling card back here, as well. And on these journaling cards, a lot of times what I did is I took little bits and pieces from their notes and some of my little takeaways, and I just kind of wrote them on these little pieces of paper on the thing. And then I have the scripture here on the back. And then I kind of covered it up, so it's harder to tell that this is one of those mini file folders, but that's what that is as well. And I had a wide washi that I added down the middle. I really love Stephanie's style of her Bible journaling. And she also, fun fact, if you didn't know this, has designed stamps for Sweet and Sassy Stamps. So she's very talented. So I have, this is her day 4. Day 5 is Gail, and if you watched the video, the process video for that, you'll see that this part is just a little bit different. After I did her day, and actually several days later, I came across this little ephemera piece that had the Chic Sparrow Traveler's Notebook, and so I needed to add that on here because if you have seen her, she uses these a lot. She always decorates her Traveler's Notebook, and so I wanted to make sure to include that. But again, it's the same process. I just have the envelope with the flashcards with the notes, and then when I have another tag with extra notes and one of the journaling cards. And again, you can see I just wrote some of those keywords and things, and then I used that stencil in the background with the texture paste over here on this stencil was a typewriter stencil, which is an old Bythewell4God stencil. Her day was about people pleasing, so I just stamped that out with the stamp set. This was day 6. This was Missy's day, and she had a lot of notes for her day as well. And with her day kind of fell between my 2 signatures, and so I wanted to make this seem like really cohesive. And so I added this little mini file folder. I just created it like a tip-in, and so I just used clear sticker paper here and kind of inserted that in the middle so that everything just flows a little bit better. And then I have the flashcards with the scriptures, and then some more here, and then some more even tucked back in here. So that was Missy's day 6. Day 7 is Lindsay, and Lindsay loves florals, and so I tried to kind of make a nod to that with all the different, I have the stencil, and then I have these bold black and white ephemera pieces, which I just love. These are just such a statement piece. I love these. I hope they do more of that. And then I have a little typewriter. She uses that a lot. And then I have, again, my little file folder here. I just added a little clip. This is really just decorative, just to add a little more pop of color in there. And then again, with the journaling card, that's just got some notes there. And then her scripture, Proverbs 3, 5-6 there on the back of that. This is day 8. This is Taryn's day. And she was talking about the importance of reading the word for yourself, not just, being spoon-fed by people, but actually reading the word for yourself. And so I have a song, some hymnal paper in the background. She loves to use hymnal paper in her Bible journaling, and she makes clusters. So I try to do a little cluster over here and some Tim Holtz ephemera pieces and things like that. And then again, I just created an envelope, and I have the flashcards with the scriptures over there, little Tim Holtz paper clip there. And then I created, this is mostly glued down, but I just created a little tuck spot for this little tag. And I just made sure to include some fabric, and then this little journal that I created. That's a Tim Holtz ephemera piece there. Day 9 is Lenora, and I have all of her stuff kind of tucked in this one pocket here. She encouraged us to read through Psalm 71 in her devotional, and so what I ended up doing is I just wrote out the whole thing, and so I created another little mini book out of these mini file folders and just took advantage of all that space to write out Psalm 71. And then I have some other, the flashcard, and then again with the same journaling cards with more notes, and then just some stamping in the background. Lenore creates the most beautiful scenes in her journals and in her Bible journaling, and that I wish my brain worked like that, but she's incredibly talented. So that's kind of the nod that I have, like with the little pencil and different things. And then moving on to, this is day 10. This is Shannon. And so Shannon does a lot with By the Will for God and kind of, you know, keeping us all straight on the on the creative team. And she's such a huge help to us. And so I wanted to make sure that I included some fabric on this page because I know she cuts the fabric and does those things. And you'll see oftentimes that your package was packaged by her. And so I have just like a little stamp and a label just to kind of add that. And then I included some hymnal pages because she quotes this hymn in her devotional. So those are just kind of some of the things that I was trying to do. And again, just I have a little envelope. I have the file folder that has the notes in it. And I just created that as a pocket as well for some additional notes for her day as well. This is day 11. This is my day. I have some texture in the background with the stencil and some stenciling. And then I have all my notes kind of tucked in here. I did write out this one verse because this was kind of my focus verse. And this just is really an important verse, like a life verse for me. And so I wanted to make sure that I had that written out where I could see it when I was flipping through. And then just an ephemera piece that's got an important date for me, and then my other scriptures and notes and stuff just tucked in here, and a little tag back there as well because I love tags and tuck spots and all the things. So one of the things that I personally just really love is to do the scripture writing. I love writing out all the verses that everybody includes. I do that every month pretty much. If I'm working in a journal, I write out all the verses, and that's just how I like to work through them. And I also I really love music. The Lord works with me through music. My husband and I both play the piano, and so music is just a really big part of our family and our life. And so I have a song quote here as well that is just something that really kind of carried me through as I was actually working on this devotional. Day 12, this is Lori's day. I have a lot kind of going on here, but I have the typewriter for representing Lori. I also actually quoted one of the things from her devotional. I put it on this library card. So it's actually tucked behind her picture in the typewriter, and then I have a pocket where I have the extra notes and verses, and then of course I have my file folder over here with even more scriptures and the flashcards, and then of course the bow clip that she lovingly makes. And that is day 12. Day 13 was Angela. And her day was about being persecuted for righteousness. And if you've seen Angela's Instagram, she makes the most beautiful journals. And they're just very tactile and textural. And she has a lot of sewing and just such beautiful details on hers. I don't think I captured that very well, but I did try. And so she also does beautiful handwriting. And so I have, again, that same pattern paper that's got all of our handwriting in the background. I have the stencil there. And then this is another page where after I was done and I had filmed it and I had taken all the pictures and everything, I came back and I added a couple things. So I added this ephemera piece here. I added this this pencil. I added some washi tape up here. I felt like there was this part right here was just a little bit empty. And then I have all of my little flashcards with little fabric pulls on them, and just trying to keep all of those little details about her kind of style. I think I actually added this after the fact as well. I can't remember, but there were a few things that I added after I thought I was finished with this page. That just happens sometimes. Day 14. Okay, something happened and I lost the last couple minutes of this. So anyway, day 14 was Judy. As you know, Judy is one of the main writers for the Bythewell4God devotionals. She and Tom kind of take turns and they alternate back and forth. And so I wanted to include that typewriter again. And on the keys this time, I wrote Dear Heart on here because that's how she refers to us when she's writing the devotionals. And so I have that here, and then I have her verses, and again, the notes, more verses on the back of the flashcards over here, and just the little note to self on this side. And then the last page in my book is for Laura and Elizabeth. I wanted to include them because they are the illustrators for Bythewell4God. They bring us these beautiful images every month, which I very much appreciate because I cannot draw for myself, and so I wanted to make sure to honor them on this page as well, because we had their pictures too, which are so fun. And I wrote out their verses on these little library cards and just kind of tucked them behind their verses. I just wanted to make sure that they were included in this devotional or in my journal, as well as a way to honor them for the gifts that they have and that they bring every month to us. And so with that, that is everything for my journal this month. Like I said, I will link below the playlist for the videos, with the exception of day 1. I will link that in the description below. And if you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That just helps other people be able to find my channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.